Hey, it's your old pal Lucid Stu again, and this is High Speed Rail No Holds Barred. In this video, we'll try to take an existing passenger rail route and bring it up to high speed rail top speed. We'll do this without much regard for what's in the way, and we'll see how fast it would be, how much damage would be caused, and what it might cost. We'll start this new series off by looking at the northeast corridor between Philadelphia and New York City. This is a 90-mile portion that currently takes Amtrak Acela service about an hour and 10 minutes with a stop in Newark, New Jersey. Can it be faster? Let's find out. First of all, we'll be assuming the new tilting Acela train sets, which will be in service soon. Also, we'll aim at that set's technical top speed of 186 miles per hour. That means we'd like curves along the way to be of a 2-mile radius or larger. Let's start in Philadelphia at 30th Street Station. Out of the station to the north, things are slow, and there really isn't a good way of improving the situation until getting north of the zoo interlocking next to the Philadelphia Zoo, which limits trains to 30 miles per hour. Thanks to the constraints of the Schuylkill River and Interstate 76, extreme alternatives like getting rid of the zoo or running through Lemon Hill Park don't bear any fruit. 4 miles closer to New York City, a train running flat out would reach a speed of about 150 miles per hour, and the current limiting curve supports 80. That means wandering into the neighborhood on Philadelphia's north side near Erie Avenue. We'll start by cutting the corner through a partially derelict industrial building, part of which still functions as an auto repair shop. Bounding across the current NEC right-of-way will narrowly avoid a hospital and then take out several old factory and warehouse buildings and a charter school before running parallel to Erie Avenue on an elevated path for about a mile. Here, ironically, we would take out the Bachmann Trains model train factory, as well as a supermarket, an AutoZone, and a Family Dollar, among other victims. Then we'd need to cross over the SEPTA Market Frankfurt line next to the Erie Torresdale station before taking out a Dunkin' Donuts and another charter school on our way back to the current NEC right-of-way in an exit curve capable of full speed 186 miles per hour. Total damage would be 41 structures and 51 businesses displaced. Doesn't look like any residences though. Things are okay for another 4 miles until reaching the former Holmesburg prison site. A couple of S-curves exist there that won't cut it. A new path would need to cut through some industrial properties, but there wouldn't be much in the way of structural damage. After that, this detour would need to rise up to cross over Interstate 95 on an elevated path. There we'd blitz through a small collection of light industrial buildings, followed by a handful of homes. After that, we'd need to requisition part of a park before leveling an entire subdivision. A small student housing apartment building attached to Holy Family University would need to go, and then it's back over I-95 and back into the current NEC right-of-way. Total damage would be 42 structures, 18 businesses displaced, and 52 residences demolished. Things okay again for 3.5 miles until reaching a curve that currently keeps speed under 105 miles per hour. This can be straightened out by getting rid of a couple of warehouse buildings. Ancillary victims would include 2 single-family homes. Total damage would be 4 structures, 7 businesses displaced, and 2 residences demolished. 186 mile per hour travel can continue on for about 40 miles to Metuchen, New Jersey, with minor adjustments, and I'll give you an example of a minor adjustment at Bristol, Pennsylvania. Here the curve is a little tight. To address that, we'll take a tiny sliver out of a park, cut through some woods, and then through the tarmac of a lumber business while avoiding structures. Damage is property only in this case. Back to Metuchen, New Jersey. Currently, you're looking at a nasty little collection of 8 curves there that OpenRailwayMap.org has at 110 miles per hour. Of course, we want 186 miles per hour. The only reasonable solution I saw here was a 3-mile tunnel. There is just enough room to get underground on both ends. On the southwest end, a few warehouses would be 86th before going under Interstate 287. You might also lose some houses adjacent to I-287 depending on how shallow the tunnel would be at that point. For the Metuchen station, you'd either need to also retain the current right-of-way or have a new underground station. The tunnel would emerge between the Lincoln Highway and Thornall Street in Menlo Park, taking out some businesses on Lincoln Highway. Those roads would also need to be rerouted to accommodate the altered right-of-way, including moving a Thomas Edison Memorial marker. Tracks would then elevate to get over local roadways and the Garden State Parkway. In the process, the Metro Park station layout would need to be reversed. Parking structures would make way for a new station. The current station would make way for parking. Then through some more businesses and back into the current NEC right-of-way. Total damage would be 44 structures, 24 businesses displaced, and 19 residences demolished. Pretty straight for another 8 miles until reaching the big one, Elizabeth, New Jersey. This city enjoys an S-curve that slows the NEC to about 50 miles per hour in the middle of what would otherwise be a pretty quick section. Straightening that out comes with pain. First of all, another auto zone. Then a Union County Courthouse annex, which doesn't look like it was cheap. 3 apartment buildings, a large senior housing complex, and a decent chunk of the Union County Community College campus here. Another large apartment building would be narrowly missed. The current Elizabeth station could be retained with some minor realignment. Total damage would be 17 structures, 9 businesses displaced, about 450 residences gone, and 2 major public buildings demolished. Good luck with that. Slightly slower time in and out of Newark, New Jersey on the southern end could save the county courthouse building and the senior apartments, cutting the impact roughly in half. The rest of the way to Newark, New Jersey is relatively fast, but directly around the station is slow. You have the dock bridge over the Passaic River, which is ancient, and a tight curve a mile northeast of the station, but neither are worth bothering with because of the stop. 5 miles northeast of there is a 75 mile per hour curve into the tunnels under the Hudson River into Manhattan. Involved agencies are spending nearly $20 billion to add 2 new tunnels here. Speed improvements beyond what is already planned in the 90 mile per hour range would be pointless here. So we've made it to New York Penn Station with our 186 mile per hour Acela service. Let's see what the results are. First, the good news. A big improvement on time, 46 minutes with the stop, which would be 20 to 25 minutes faster, and an average of 117 miles per hour, making it more like typical high-speed rail service. There are places where you'd likely need additional tracks for passing to give high-speed trains freer rein, but that is possible in several places, including a long stretch in the middle between Trenton and New Brunswick, New Jersey. As a side note, keeping the Elizabeth, New Jersey quagmire and avoiding the most heinous destruction would add about 5 minutes. Overall damage is 148 structures, 109 displaced businesses, and 520 residences demolished. For cost, I have an estimation on these 17 miles of alterations of $10.4 billion, or about $600 million a mile. No one part contributes to that overwhelmingly, but the tunnel under Metuchen, New Jersey would definitely be the most expensive piece. What do you think? Is it worth $10 billion and all this destruction to save 25 minutes? This is the most heavily traveled city pair by rail in the country, and we're spending $20 billion to increase capacity between New York and New Jersey, so something to think about. I hope you enjoyed this new concept. More will be coming like this in the shorter, more visual format. If there's a city pair with an existing passenger rail connection under 100 miles that you'd like to see explored like this, let me know in the comments. If you have a moment, I wonder if I could talk you into a favor. Friend of the channel, Roadrunner from Rhode Island, has started a new series about using transit to reach natural spots around the country. I think these videos are great and enjoy them very much. Let's give the channel a holiday gift and see if we can't get its 2 existing videos over 100 views each. It is a meager goal, but I remember how much 100 views meant as encouragement in my early days of content creation. Plenty more videos to come from me. Up next is Stu's news on New Year's Day, so I'll see you then. But that's all for now. Until next time, I'll see you on that big beautiful freeway.